The title of the show is Exaltation, Intangible Journeys of the Human Spirit. And it's a show that has 3 different mediums in it. Collage using wallpaper, sculptures, clay and found art or found materials in the sculptures, and then illustrated ceramics. And all of them together make up a story that I consider in sort of 3 chapters. The way that I approach art making is basically narrative. And I'm interested in archetypes, and I'm interested in metaphor and symbol. It's a rich area to explore human nature and psychology. And so I dive into that and then try and sort of digest what a subject might be about, and then make my own symbolic imagery. And so a few years ago, I came across a very interesting subject, which was Siberian shamanism. And in that subject, I found all of the things that intrigue me about the nature of creativity, the nature of art making, the nature of where the subconscious and where our religious and mythological ideas come from, and how we explore our own human nature. I guess I'm the sort of type of artist that is both a symbolist and a materialist. I like materials, and I like moving from one material to another. I find it keeps me stimulated, and I also like the idea of sort of, not being pigeonholed into one material, and I like the idea of mashing up both materials that are considered craft and considered fine art. It's time actually that those silos of what's considered an acceptable fine art material or form is put to rest. So I like the idea of using all kinds of materials. Each one of these figures represents an aspect of how we are not fully integrated, like what prevents us from being fully conscious. So like the one-eyed queen, the weeping queen, the somnambulant queen, the deaf queen, the mute queen. They're all aspects of, repression, how we're blind to ourselves, how it's difficult to tease out words of wisdom from like all those kinds of thoughts. And so each of these sculptures is symbolically connected to the ideas that are inside these pieces. And then the next step of that was, well, these states are achieved by a number of different ways. One is ritual, intense ritual that triggers trance. Another one is meditation, deep meditation. And of course, since Neolithic times, through the plant kingdom. The next idea for me about this is, well, when you go into that state, who do you meet? What do you meet? What aspect of yourself are you meeting? And it would be the one that is most pressing. The next stage is a series called The Army of Virtues. And so that'll be 5 collages and 5 sculptures, each representing an aspect of human nature.